What's up YouTube, Barcode here, bringing you an Epic 7 video. This video is going to be, yes, a Bellona video. There's probably plenty of Bellona videos out on YouTube right now, but I still hear the question about on Discord, how do you build her, how do you build her, how do you build her, right? Well, fortunately, I was able to finally get Bellona myself, pretty much summoning 30 to 40 bookmarks, you know, daily, I guess. So roughly from the shops and getting it like that. So, you know, 5, 6, 7 summons a day, whatever the case, plus the free one, which doesn't really count towards the banner anyway. But this is the video that's how to build Bellona, what to look for early, mid, late game, artifacts to use on her, etc. So let's get started. So she is a ranger, okay? She's nature. And what we want on her is pretty much speed, attack, and high crit damage and effectiveness, right? So what we have here, let's just go over her skills real quick because I know everybody knows them. So AoE attack, defense break, 80% fully skilled up. If it's triggered through the windbreak fan, which is her auto attack basic skill, it adds an extra 20% effectiveness to it. So you're roughly looking at 100% defense break if it's triggered through windbreak fan, okay? Her second skill is an AoE, deals more damage with more enemies, and the windbreak fan is her basic. Once you get more than 5 focus, you will do the auto attack automatically to do the AoE defense break again, okay? Very super high damage, AoE utility champion, okay? And obviously she is amazing for Banshee. She's gonna shine in Banshee. There's other places you might be able to use her, arena, some PvE, whatever, but Banshee's where she's gonna shine for sure. So let's go ahead and just start off with the artifacts, okay? So for artifacts, there's a couple. I'm going to go over 5-star, 4-star, 3-star real quick. So give everybody in whatever progression they were at a chance to be able to gear her properly, right? So obviously the new artifact that you can summon with her, if you get it, Iron Fan, only use it in Ice Element, okay? Just switch it out, right? I mean, like, I think people forget that they can switch out artifacts going into different areas. So if you're doing Banshee and you use her just for Banshee, just keep Iron Fan on her if you have it. Okay, I'm gonna also talking about, Iron Fan does more damage against ice characters, right? I obviously don't have it, so, but as you can see there, does more damage, 32%, which is huge. That's max skilled. You need a lot of Iron Fans to do that, but whatever. Another option, and I would say only for arena, nowhere really else. You could do Banshee with this, but I wouldn't recommend it. There's better ones. Is Otherworldly Machinery. So it does AoE attack damage increased at max skill at 16%, right? She has a ton of AoE damage, and in arena, you're getting those. You pretty much just want to kill them as quick as possible. So she's going to use her third skill and her second skill, and hopefully they should be dead by then. If not, then you're probably going to die. Okay, so those two skills are going to be AoE, so that could be used in PvP, right? Bloodstone, you could use this in all different aspects of the game. It just heals your lowest health by 13%. I don't think that's the best artifact for 5-star, like I said, but it's definitely usable everywhere. But I would actually use other 4-stars and possibly even a 3-star depending on the situation over Bloodstone. So let's go into 4-stars, right? So 4-stars is really 2 different options, and it definitely depends on the scenario and the team comp you're with, right? Rosa Hargana, obviously everybody knows or wishes for this, is increases dual attack chance by max level 14%, okay? And increases her own 30% when it's not her turn. So when it's not her turn, she gets 30% more attack, and her dual chance attack is increased by 14%. Now this is huge, but let me go into the second artifact first, okay? And the other artifact is Infinity Basket, okay? So Infinity Basket allows your other allies a chance of dual attack and increases their damage, okay? These two artifacts are actually a very good combo for specific scenarios, and one being if you bring her and you Bellona being her and Shuri, for example. So if you put Shuri, for example, on Rosa Hargana, and then you put Bellona on Infinity Basket. I did say Infinity Basket, right? Yeah. Those two together will combo. So Shuri has the chance to dual attack on Bellona's turn or whatever, you know, on anybody's turn, really. Increases the combat readiness of your team. It's just super huge, right? And then you have Infinity Basket on Bellona, having Shuri have that extra chance to attack again. It's just huge, okay? And I actually used these two combos on Yuna and Shuri in Wyvern, and it works like a charm. It's tons of dual chance attacks, okay? I switched between, because I'm trying to find the best situation, but I switched between for Shuri, for Wyvern, Song of Stars, and Rosa. I just don't know what I want to do yet overall, but those two artifacts for 4 stars, definitely what I would put on, just depending on the situation. If you don't have the Shuri combo, if you're not doing that, just put Rosa Hargana on her for 4 star, okay? 3 star, a couple different options. I'll just go into 2 mainly, okay? One, it's going to be for PvE. The other one is going to be for PvE, but mainly for PvP, okay? The first one is Rain Odds, okay? And this is PvE ramp up to get to the end boss, so you'll have tons of speed stacked up. So the more you go, you know, definitely on AoE, if when there's a lot of mobs you need to kill down right quickly, Banshee for example, right? I think Rain Odds is a good option. You'll have at max level, which is easy to max, you'll have a max speed of 20% extra speed when you're stacked at 10, so it's a good option. And then the other one, the other option would be the Butterfly Mandolin. So you want Bellona to be high speed, take a lot of turns, so you can keep doing AoE damage, keep the defense break up, right? So having an extra chance to have a turn, 8% max, is also beneficial to her, okay? So let's talk about gear, okay? Let's talk about stats, let's talk about gear. I'm going to talk about endgame situation, right? Everybody's end goal to be endgame, right? What you want is, you know, on your boots you want speed, because more turns you take the better. On your ring you want attack, and on the necklace you want crit damage. Now this is end game, so this is going to be like a speed set, and the second offset is either you would either want like health, defense, or unity, okay? And for the offsets, you know, some people might say crit for the offset 2 set. You might say effectiveness for the 2 set. Now this is end game, guys, so you're gonna have all your stats and your substats of other gear. So you want something for your 2 set bonus to be something that doesn't cap, because you should be able to get all your overall stats end game in your substats of other gear. You don't need a 2 set offset when something else that doesn't cap off at 100. It's more beneficial there, if that makes sense. So, you know, speed set with unity or speed set with health and defense, okay? Now that's end game, right? You want high speed, 85% crit for PvE, 100 for PvP, 70% effectiveness for Banshee, but, you know, to be safe you can go 50 for PvE, PvP, and then you want high crit damage, right? So those are the kind of stats to shoot for end game. Now when you're early game, you don't have this type of gear, so what you can do is just a couple different ways. If you have a speed set, definitely put her on that. And then, you know, we'll talk about mid game first, and then we'll talk about early game, what you can do. You know, speed set, get speed and boots, and this is where you want to figure out what you want to use her for, depending on your gear, right? So you might have a gear set that has high crit and hardly any effectiveness. You might have a speed set that has super high speed and a lot of effectiveness but no crit. You could have, you know, high speed, high crit, no effect. You know what I mean? So you have to figure out what you want for her to do in your role, and profit from that. Use what the game gives you in gear and use that to your advantage, right? So that's what I would shoot for, you know, speed set, and then maybe have the effectiveness set as an offset 2 set, or the crit set, depending on your substats, because overall stats is what matters in this game. It's not the main set, the offset, it's just about overall stats, which is over here on the left hand side. You want super high speed, high crit, high effectiveness, high crit damage, but you have to deal with what the game gives you. Early game, guys, you probably might not have speed sets or anything like that, any good speed sets anyway, right? So what you can do is you can just, you know, make sure if you don't have a speed set, you can just have speed boots, okay? And you always want speed boots in her no matter what. I mean, unless you have some other AoE damage breaker, yeah, defense breaker I meant, then you're gonna always want speed and boots, okay? No matter what. So you could do triple crit sets. You can do 2 crit sets and 1 effectiveness crit set, and then have like ton of speed subs in your in those types of gear. So you'll get the high crit, the high effectiveness, and decent speed without a speed set. So those are just some tips on how to gear her. Also, another end game, which is mainly for PvP, is putting an immunity set on her instead of, you know, unity, health, or defense, or whatever. You could put immunity set on her. So in arena, for example, like a cleave team, safe cleave team, you could have, you know, one example is an artifact that I wanted to talk about real quick. For PvP, if you use her in this like arena defense type cleave team, you know, let's bring out Gerardo, for example, right? So Gerardo, if you have your whole team on immunity sets, okay, and you have Gerardo, the other enemy team might bring a Rose, or you know, Lots, or whatever. Anytime someone, or Deanne is a great example. Anytime the other team takes a skill, Gerardo will increase his own combat readiness, strip all the buffs, and hopefully stun them if you have the right artifact on him. And I'll do a video about him later. But if you do that, right, you just have a full arena defense like cleave comp. You know, 4 characters on immunity, and they also bring a 3-star, what is it, the 3-star artifact. It's the one that has the shield. I think it's Timeless Anchor, maybe. Nope. Envoy's Pipe. You could use that too, but probably the shield would be better, just for an extra chance to hopefully take less damage, if I could find this. Anyway, so once you're doing that, you let your whole other enemy team go, right? You'll have shields, you have immunity, you can't be defense broke unless they bring a stripper, but still doesn't matter. Where is this stupid artifact, dude? I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna be mad at it. It's not Goblin. Oh, it's Aqua Rose, isn't it? Yep. So you have a 50% chance to create a barrier of 10% of max health for 1 turn when you're attacked. Okay, so just extra shield, whatever the case may be. It really just depends on your team comp though, right? So, but you can use her with the immunity set and just having her on arena defense. Gerardo goes and strips, hopefully stuns, strips all the buffs. Then Bellona can go ahead and defense break the whole enemy team, and then your 2 other characters can do their thing. So a lot of different ways you can gear her. It just depends on the situation. That's going to be every single character, and every single character, because I plan on doing a lot more of these, I am going to talk about different ways to use them, and actually just team comps. You can't talk about a character without talking about possible team comps and options you can bring with that character. Everybody can grade a character solely, but and individually, but they are a different monster when you're teamed up with someone else. So thanks for commenting and watching the video. I appreciate all your comments in all my videos. I try to respond to every single one. But until you do that, I won't talk to you to my next video. Peace out.